But let's move on to the next topic. This one's really interesting because I'm a firm believer the Ravens should go cornerback in the first round. And, my favorite cornerback in this draft so far is Joey Porter Jr. I love Cam Smith. I love Clark Phillips. I've heard great things about other corners, Keely Ringo. I've heard great things out of Christian Gonzalez. I've heard great things out of Devin Witherspoon. I still need to watch those guys, but I believe we should go corner. However, there are, a fair amount of wide receivers that people really like in this draft. So if the cornerbacks that, maybe we don't have the best corner available, there's going to be a wide receiver available. Joshua, is there any wide receivers that you're looking at taking, maybe over a cornerback if a guy like Joey Porter Jr. is no longer on the table?
I mean, only if Jalen Hyatt or Jordan Addison is literally sitting there at 23 or 22. You got to go for those type of guys. I feel like those, yes, they are 6 foot, but still at the end of the day, those 6 foot guys, know how to change the game. I mean, I know we've been drafting short guys that really ain't been impactful wide receivers as we would like, but, Jordan Addison, Jalen Hyatt, they both are different type of specimens where you can input into an offense and wouldn't give you immediate impact. And that's something we've been talking about. That first round pick, you have to get someone with immediate impact. So, and I haven't really looked on Zay Flowers out of Boston College.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people been, hyping him up. I haven't really watched any film. I stopped watching the ACC, honestly. So I had to check up and see, what's he about and his game. But I mean, if he's the talk of the town, then I definitely, wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah. So I've watched Zay Flowers, and I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I think he's a second round pick. I don't think he's worth a first round pick. He is being drafted, he's hyped up because he's very good after the catch. You can throw screens to him, you can do that stuff. I don't see him getting a lot of separation, but he was force fed the ball. He can get separation if he's running a drag route, but everybody gets separation on a drag route. Against zone coverage, he does a decent job. He's able to get open, but he has inconsistent hands, and he is a little bit undersized, and I don't think that's what the Ravens need. If a team has if you went to the 49ers, he'd be insane. It's because Kyle Shanahan would be all right, get this guy in open space. And it would just be Debo and Zay Jones or Zay Flowers. I keep saying Zay Jones whenever I talk about him. Zay Flowers and Brandon Ayuk going to be the greatest after the catch team of all time, even though they already are the greatest after the catch team of all time. I think that could be a good fit for him, but I'm not seeing it with him. We'll talk about Quentin Johnston later, but I really like Jordan Addison. I really like Jalen Hyatt. I want to watch more Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
But I think those guys, if we're taking a wide receiver over them, I like them. I like JSN as well, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I feel like he's gone early.
I agree. I think he does go in the teens somewhere. It's just for me, I have to know who our OC is.
Yeah.
If we get the guy out of Seattle, Dave
Canales.
I was like, how do you pronounce his name again? Dave Canales.
Yeah.
If we got him, Jalen Hyatt would be insane because his offense is stretching the field, getting those deep play balls and stuff like that. But if we go after Todd Monken, who's hey, let's just run the ball and throw the ball to the tight ends, I'm definitely not drafting a wide receiver first round. So I really think that this depends on who we get at OC, because the different skill sets. And if we got an OC that was hey, I want to get it to players in space, then maybe Zay Flowers would be a really good pick. I just can't really say oh yeah, I just think he's too good to pass up. I'm not taking a single wide receiver over Joey Porter Jr. or Cam Smith. I wouldn't take anybody. I'll say that right now. I got to watch some other guys. I don't know if I would take any. I don't think I would take any wide receiver over Clark Phillips either.
Okay.
So I think that's 3 guys. So if all of those guys are gone,
I got to throw Ringo in there too. I mean, somebody may sleep on Ringo, and
Ringo's got so much potential, man.
And that's what we need. We need a guy with a lot of upside. That's the thing. we've been drafting guys in the first round for the past couple of years. Well, the only person that hasn't, he's a late bloomer. The only one's been a late bloomer is Adafi, but everybody else has been, they've been doing their best. I mean, the most recent one, that I was surprised is Linderbaum. He was
Yeah.
an immediate impact. Even though we lost out on a wide receiver, and it was a rough season this past season. He showed why he got drafted in the first round. So at the end of the day, I ain't mad at it at all. But yeah,
Yeah, and like this is a very weak wide receiver class. We've been extremely spoiled
hmm
over the last year wasn't amazing. Last year was a very high potential wide receiver class, and also a lot of them got terrible situations. Like Chris Olave, I think is a stud.
yeah,
Horrible situation, like no quarterback, bad offense. Drake London, even worse quarterback play. I think he looked really good. Garrett Wilson, bad quarterback play. So it's like I think they had a little bit higher potential. The year before that, I mean, we're looking at like Jamar Chase and we're
right.
looking at Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, and they're going crazy. The year before that was, Justin Jefferson and Judy. And it was like, okay, these are crazy. This is not a great class of wide receivers. There could be some good players. I'm not saying there's no good players,
hmm
but compared to the other positions in this draft, wide receiver is not a strength at all. And sometimes we see that. Last year we saw that with the quarterback class. It was a bad quarterback class, 1 first round pick. Doesn't mean that Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis or Sam Howell can never succeed. It's just like, hey, there's going to be more corners and we've already seen the corners. Sauce Gardner, Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
It was a very good corner class, also a very good edge rusher class. They balled out. I don't think the wide receivers are going to come in and be crazy unless if they go to the right system. I like a lot of the guys. Other teams would be very happy with them, but for the Ravens, I think we got to go corner. I love this cornerback class. This has some studs, and someone may slide because not every team values cornerback as highly as other teams, and the Ravens do value corner.
No, that's very true. So let me ask you this: since we're technically day three, do you have any day three guys as far as wide receiver that you may be interested in?
Yeah, I got one guy for a day 3. Now, initially this guy was projected to be a 3rd round pick. I don't think he's going to be a 3rd round pick at all. Xavier Hutchinson is not going to be a 3rd round pick anymore. He measured in at the Senior Bowl. He was 6'1",
Okay.
which is unfortunate because initially it was thought, okay, he's 6'3", and
hmm
he is very slow. And it was like, okay, but at least he's 6'3". He's got the body frame. He's now 6'1", so I think he's going to slide, but I really like his ability to run across the middle, make contested catches, and do that sort of thing, the tough parts. But like that would be my day 3 wide receiver that I think we should definitely be going after, with one of those later picks. My favorite guy is DeWayne McBride. That's my favorite player in this entire draft.
Nice,
That
nice,
guy,
nice.
that DeWayne McBride, running back, UAB, everybody market. Superstar running back. Guy's gonna be a touchdown machine in the NFL. But
I, I can respect that. I got my
I
eyes on what's his name? Either his first name is Tayshawn or Kayshawn Boot
boot,
out of LSU. And
yeah,
my guys out of Maryland, like Raheem Jarrett and Deontay Demas, I feel like they could be a steal for anybody's team. They're big body guys. They got decent speed, but they catch the balls. They catch the ball with their hands. The University of Maryland and Ohio State University. Those guys have been producing wide receivers. They've been producing ballers. Period.
that's true. Yeah, it's like I think it's so much easier to find a wide receiver late, where it's like I don't know if there's any wide receiver I would take over corner purely
Yeah,
because you can get a guy in round 4 or round 3 that can just step in. It's not like the Ravens have great wide receivers that they're competing with. Like if they draft a round 3 guy,
no,
round 4
seriously.
guy, they could be wide receiver 2
hmm
day 1 if they come in and they were a little bit of a sleeper or something like that. So a lot of things the Ravens can do. With that, I just think cornerback's the way to go in the first round.